are you sure that you're working on the correct thing to hit driver straight? So whether you slice the ball or hook the ball, it's really important, because I've just come off a session with a friend of mine, Phil, just really randomly. I saw him struggling with driver on the driver, big booming slice, and everything that he was working on was actually making his slice worse. Now, I just gave him literally 2 or 3 things of the correct things to work on, and his slice basically turned into a beautiful straight shot in just 2 balls. So what I'm going to do today, whether you hook the ball or slice the ball, I'm going to give you the things that you must work on to hit driver straight, and you can take them straight to the golf course. So before I get into the lesson though, if you're new to the channel, it's one of your first videos of mine, please consider subscribing. I release videos just like this one every single week to try and help you improve your game. Plus, you never have to remember a thing. I'll always put a free download practice guide in the description box below. So like I said, whether you slice the ball or hook the ball, this would only take 5 seconds to actually change. It's all it took with Phil. So let's start with slicing. So Phil was slicing a golf ball, and if you slice a golf ball, you have a swing circle that is approaching the golf ball from outside the line, is coming across the line of the golf ball like this. Apply an open face to that and you have a big booming slice. But what do you notice also from this camera first? As I'm coming here, where's my hips at this stage? My bum is over here, my shoulders are where? Aiming here. Where are my hips aiming? Left. And where's the club handle relative to the driver? Way behind. These are all facets of golfers that slice. Now, Phil was making his slice worse because he was slicing it over to the right, and what's he doing? He's moving his ball further forward. He's trying to get his handle more behind the golf ball to try to kind of get that ball going straighter down the middle. But all he's doing, look, is making his slice worse. I needed him to shift that swing circle from this direction to more this direction. How do you do that in a really simple way? Well, golf swing is spectrums. You have a slice spectrum, and we'll come into hookers. Hookers have too much of this, right? So what do you think I did? I simply imagined him, or tried to move into more of a hook style spectrum. So all I did was got him to put his arms out like this, and I want you to do the same. It's a wonderful feeling. Put your arms out like this, and take your bum and simply move it towards the target, like this. So I'm moving my right pocket, look, towards the target. What this does is it moves the swing circle more in what direction? The direction that's opposite to a slice, more of a hook family, but that's good if you slice, right? There. The other thing is done, what's he doing with my shoulders? Everything now is going the opposite to slicing. I then got Phil to put the club down. What do you notice where the club would be relative to the ball? It's going to be a long way behind the ball, as if the ball should be further back in your stance. Where's the handle relative to the club face? Ahead. Right, Phil. Now what we're going to do is this. Your ball position is way forward. We're going to move it 2 or 3 inches back. Further back than we normally would for driver, but you slice, so we're going to exaggerate this. So I got him to really exaggerate this motion. Pivot everything around here. Now his shoulders, his forearms, his hips, his knees, his bum, everything is angled this way. Now he's in a great place. Just one final thing we did. From here, the face was obviously going to aim to the right. We're going to shut that face down just a little bit. So if you look at this, I take it, I turn the toe down, then I grip it. Okay, I don't do this and turn. I turn it down, look, just a couple of degrees, then grip it. From here, Phil now is immediately in a beautiful draw to hook stance, completely the opposite to what he was working on. And that created immediately a beautiful draw. We'll show you how we got some distance with him in a second, but let's just see this in action. So I'm going to, from here, look, pivot myself around, and away we go. And we can see there that really exaggerated movement. And that is what I got Phil to do first. Now, he did not hit one single slice after doing this. Every single shot moved this way. Now, did he overdo it sometimes? Yes, he did. But just like almost like a radio, what you do is the golf swing is always a spectrum. That's an extreme hook, that's an extreme slice. So all I did was say, right, now you know if you move the ball back in your stance a little bit, if you move your shoulders this way, your bum this way, you will start, and twist the face, you will start to hit a draw or hook shape. What do you do to hit it straighter? You just dial it in. But now you have something at least to work on a golf course correctly. If you start to slice, all right? You just simply find your pattern and tweak it a little bit. Now, if you hook the golf ball, you simply do the opposite. We'll come into power in a second, which is really important because there is a difference in finishing the swing for a slicer and a hook, which I'm going to go into in a second. But if you hook the golf ball, hookers tend to do what? They're too much like this, yeah? Bum's too far over here and they're way back over here. So if you hook the golf ball, what do? You move toward more of a slice spectrum. So what you're going to do is as opposed to being way over here, you're going to now move more over here. So now suddenly I'm going to move the ball actually further forward in my stance. As opposed to having the hands here, I might have the hands a little bit more level with the golf ball. I might feel, by the way, that my hips and my shoulders are actually feeling a bit more aiming left. Why? Because I want you to feel, if you hook the golf ball, that you are more in the slice spectrum. Here, let's have a look at this. All I'm going to do is shift from too much hook, move my ball forward, move my hands back, move my shoulders in a bit left, and let's see now if I can start to create a bit more of a slice with this. A little bit more of a beautiful fade. It's gone very straight, started left target, but absolutely no hook. Why? Because I've come more this way as opposed to this way. You can tell which I'm favourite. I'm a natural drawer of the ball. So the other thing, which I did refill, which really helps with the power, and this is wonderful, a real simple thing you can focus on. So this is amazing. This will work every single time. And if what you're working on doesn't change your swing within 5 balls, stop it. When I'm working with students, if I don't see a change in their ball flight within 5 balls, I scrap it. Okay, I really do. Okay, so this should work within literally 5 balls. Now, the final thing is finish. People that slice the golf ball finish low. Their finish position is very low. People that hook the golf ball, they finish very high. They're very, very high hands. So what do you do if you are slicing it? Well, look, you've got your setup now, and what I would visualize now is a really high finish. The higher the finish, the more likelihood you're going to create this draw shape shot. Let's look at this in action. So I pivot my body around, look, I'm now in the draw to hook family. Beautiful high finish, beautiful high draw, okay? That is crucial. Shifting that swing circle more out to the right hand side naturally gets rid of that slice. And if you hook the golf ball, well, what's the opposite to a hook? That's right, we want to finish in a much lower finish on the way through. So what I tend to do with people that hook the ball, they tend to fall back a little bit. So what I tend to do is I'll put something on their right ear. I don't want them to fall back. I actually want them to stay more here. And that then helps them look, rather than go up high, I'll get them to stay more over the ball here, and that gets them finishing in a lower finish on the way through. So look at this. Again, from here, I'll open them up and finish in a nice low finish. And that then gives you that beautiful little fade down the middle of the fairway. So do me a favor, it's really, really important that when you're working on your game, whether you hook the ball or slice the golf ball, you're working on the right things. Understand the spectrums, and if you slice it, really move towards the hook spectrum. If you hook the golf ball, move towards the slice spectrum, and think about your finish. And please do me a favor, share this video with somebody who you know is struggling. It will really, really help. And of course, look, if you love this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and do check this video out right here on irons, because it will complement this one beautifully. Thanks for joining us. Have a great golfing week.